Hi everybody, this is Gad Saad. I hope that you're having a good weekend. Some of you may remember the sad truth, I think 1057, where I hid under the table because I was so afraid of Donald Trump, because a psychologist by the name of John Gartner had written an article in Salon whereby he said that the reason why the COVID crisis was hitting the United States really badly is because Donald Trump is a sexual sadist who is using democide. So he's using the mechanisms of a democracy to kill people as a form of sexual sadism. So you can go and watch. I'll link back at the end of this clip to that earlier clip. But today I wanted to continue along that form of delusional hysteria. A gentleman posted that if you look at the bushes in the Rose Garden in the White House, it apparently spells KKK. And so I wrote, absolutely, Trump is using subliminal semiotics via the White House gardens to communicate with his KKK pals. Remember, this is definitely not delusional hysteria. This non-delusional and courageous individual is warning us about garden white supremacy. But I wasn't finished. Then I started thinking, I said, any good, honest thinking person has to look at the evidence and arrive at a conclusion wherever the evidence takes you. And so while at first I was very apprehensive to believe all of the stories from my highfalutin, highbrow, super smart friends who all said that Trump is an imminent existential threat. I mean, we may not be able to survive until next Tuesday because of Trump, and that they made all sorts of links linking him to the worst dictators in the world. I think Noam Chomsky recently said that, he's the absolute worst diabolical leader ever, or something to that effect, if I'm not mistaken. But many of my colleagues, all super smart folks who go to all the fancy latte sipping parties, have all convinced us that there are some uncanny similarities between Trump and dictators. And of course, perhaps no worse dictator than Hitler. And so I actually weighed the evidence, and I'm here with complete epistemic humility to tell you that I now see those similarities. So I put out a set of tweets earlier today, which I thought might be worthwhile to repeat here. And again, it shows you that how, despite the fact that originally I didn't think that Trump was Hitler, now I've revised my opinion. So here we go. Many of my super smart intellectual colleagues have been drawing clear links between Donald Trump and some of the worst dictators in human history. At first, I was skeptical, but now I've come around. Here are some lines of evidence. Trump had a mom. You know who else had a mom? Hitler. Trump drinks water. You know who else drank water? Hitler. Trump wears pants. You know who else wore pants? Hitler. Trump gives speeches. You know who else gave speeches? Hitler. Trump never had a dog named Roscoe. You know who else never had a dog named Roscoe? Hitler. And someone reminded me on LinkedIn that both Trump and Hitler are male, or at least they self-identify as male. That's 5 comparisons in very different domains where Trump and Hitler are eerily identical. The stats on this are truly astronomical. I am so thankful to all of my super smart colleagues who are warning us about Trump's legitimate Hitlerian links. You are all heroes. We don't deserve you. Now, some folks will not understand what I'm satirizing here, but why do you love Trump so much? Why don't you criticize Trump? This has nothing to do with loving Trump. This has nothing to do with not criticizing Trump. I am criticizing a mindset, a delusional, hysteric, collective Munchausen mindset. I am satirizing people who are supposed to be taking care of the education of your children when you pay them $65,000 per year and they entrusting you with developing the critical thinking skills of their children. Trump may be great, Trump may be horrible. Hitler, he's not. The worst dictator, he's not. An existential threat, he's not. Trump will come and go, and very little will change in your life. So, let me repeat again. The fact that I criticize this Trump delusional mindset is not an indication that I have Trump posters in my bedroom, which my wife and I use as a foreplay aid. It's due to the fact that I exist in an echo chamber, regrettably, in an ecosystem called academia. 99% of academics are leftists. 95% of academics hide under the table because, Trump is going to kill us all. Those are academics. They're the ones who spent years studying in university. They're the ones who are engaging in this kind of thinking. And what I'm satirizing is an understatement of how lunatic and delusional their thinking is. So again, you could be perfectly rational and not like Trump for many reasons. But it's not because he's Hitler. It's not because he's a sexual sadist engaging in democide. And it's not because he's an existential threat. Modulation is everything in life. All of my highfalutin fancy friends are anything but well modulated and certainly are filled with nothing but vacuous hysteria. Cheers, everybody.